Welcome one and all to round number 2 of the RLH F2 Championship. And we're here in Vietnam, but that's not the most exciting thing. We've got the new 2020 F2 cars to race with. We've done pre-season and round 1 in 2019 cars. We're moving up after the new update to race in the new cars. We're in Yuki Tsunoda's car and across the line we do a 49-1. Using the balance setup, of course, everyone has to run the same fixed setup, keeping it nice and fair. And it actually makes it really, really competitive as well, which is great to see. Third place from our one-shot lap. Minimal qualifying, maximum racing. And we're ready to go as Jarry picks up the 4 points for pole position as well.
Welcome back to Hanoi then, as our drivers prepare to battle it out in what is sure to be another thrilling Formula 2 race here today. It's a circuit that combines the bespoke design of a traditional racetrack with the tight, close barriers of a street circuit that our drivers race today. 23 corners and a total distance of 3.4 miles. Watch out in particular for overtakes into the braking zone at turn 11.
And we come to the lights now for the feature race. We have 5 red lights in Vietnam, and it's lights out and away we go. The F2 cars are actually much easier to start in the 2020 spec. I mean, a pretty good start from us. The brake coming alongside us, bit of contact between me and him. He has a bit of a moment that sort of makes the Charus, I think it is there, have another moment. It's just a calamity of errors just coming together there. We have to take evasive action out of turn 1. 3 cars gone off existence. We've lost a couple of places now down in P5, battling away wheel to wheel with Jarry. He's on our outside, but we managed to get the high ground, and we can now push on with Jordan, leaving us a little bit compromised there, and we could still be under threat from the trident of Jarry. So only starting P5 up and losing 2 positions. The virtual safety car has been called out. I think a little collision further behind us. We're going to fast forward this. I have noticed though, the F2 cars a little bit easier on the traction. The drivability has improved. However, there's a bit more sort of understeer, making it a bit harder in some of the corners. We managed to get a really good end to the virtual safety car. Looking to go up the inside of Jordan here late on the brakes. The braking seems really interesting as well. Very different to what it was last year. Very sort of unresponsive in these cars. Cap having a moment there. But we now move on to the following lap, trying to go round the outside of Cap. He has the inside line. He's the high ground. He shuts the door on us, and we have to sit behind him for the time being. Jarry has managed to get ahead of Jordan as well, following us through. He managed to get through on that previous lap, down at the heavy turn 11 braking zone now. Big moment there for Jarry, but we're looking to attack Kappa in front, climbing up into 6th gear now as we make our way along this crazy long sort of back straight, 1.5 kilometres long in the slipstream. No DRS at this point in the race. Kappa covers the inside line. We're going to still go for it. We're going to make a bold move down the inside line, just about making the apex, getting the car turned in, and we're now up into P3 in this feature race. But he's coming straight back at us now. He's got a really good exit, and it's a good duel with Kappa. We can have a few more throughout this this video. And coming out of turn number 13, we just had that better traction, but losing the rear. We had that better instant traction, but just getting on the power a little bit too aggressively to make sure we hold in position. Somehow we managed to keep hold. Now onto lap 4, Jarry looking to go down inside, and he was very, very quick, and I just sort of let him go. Didn't want any major dramas, and I should have tried to hold a position. The safety car coming out moments later, and this happened at the end of that lap, or a bit of an interesting line into the pit lane, you would say. But after a few drivers pitting, we are leading the pack. I should have come in really. I didn't think the soft tyres go to the end, and we are going to be really compromised starting on the medium tyres. Like I said, Wesley has already made his mandatory stop. We haven't, and we're pushing on. And in this stint, Wesley, well, on the fresher tyres, eventually came up and passed us, went down the inside, wasn't going to fight it too much. Just tried to sort of use his slipstream and tow to pull me along. And I wanted to try and stay out as long as I possibly could to make the damage of pitting as least possible. We come out the pit lane now on a set of fresh softs. We're going to be on the outside of Maris. He doesn't really realise we're there, and we're sort of squeezed off the track a little bit by him. And we just have to tuck underneath his rear wing for the time being. Multi-rad a little bit further up the road as Kappa, who racing earlier, is just behind us, because both of us passed the pit. Big Bear as well, see, in P11 at the moment. Trying to get past Maris Daniel, no way past this time around. Down into turn number 6, the second of the roundabouts. Very difficult corner. And this corner, so awkward in an F2 car, especially on those medium tyres we saw earlier on. The car just understeering, you're just waiting to get on the power. And now as you run it down that back straight, Kappa's actually really, really close. He's got a fantastic exit running out of turn 9. And even with the switch of Maris, he's looking to try and find a way past DRS for us, because all three of us have got DRS. We move to the inside now. We want to try and get the move on the Charus and get to the braking zone. We put the brakes on. We're on full brake. We just can't get the car slowed down. We just can't. I don't know what was happening. That incident's completely my fault, but I think just the unfamiliarity of the new F2 car, the 2020 F2 cars, catching me out a little bit there. Really good exit though, coming out the final corner, turn number 23. We're alongside Capo this time around, going down towards turn number 1. We're on the inside line. The safety car has been called out in a very awkward position. At this point, I didn't really know who was ahead. I was trying to get ahead, sort of try and make sure I got the position, trying to hang it round his outside and slot in. Of course, both of us having to play to the delta, and we just sit in front. So a little bit lucky there as the period ended. Safety car period ended. We couldn't quite catch the cars in front. But racing now, multi-lap down towards turn number 6. Got a really good exit coming out of that first sort of roundabout section now. Down towards turn number 6. We got the inside line. We're going to go wheel to wheel. He's gone a little bit deep. We try giving the room for the next part, and the second part of this came a bit of contact. I think sort of sent him into a bit of a spin. I tried to get as much room on the inside as possible, but now we're pushing on. Unfortunately, a 3-second time penalty for us, and then we couldn't really gain additions despite making an overtake or two. So we ended up finishing that race in P6. Still decent points, 12 points, using our F2 point system that we have. It's a little bit different to the real life version, but P6 nevertheless. That means we're going to be P3 for the sprint race.
And we're back. After yesterday's feature race, the top 8 drivers have been reversed on the grid, setting up some exciting action as we launch into today's event, the sprint race.
The lights are here for the sprint race. Of course, we're sat in P3 behind the 2 damned cars, the Multirad and Kappa, and it is lights out and away we go. We're starting P3 and wheel spin from everybody, but it's been a fantastic start from us. Bit of a slide there from the damned car. We're already ahead as we run down towards turn 1, dueling now with Kappa. We've already had quite a few battles with in this race. We're trying to hang this one around the outside. He sort of squeezed us, and a bit of a moment there for him. And we go on board ourselves once again, another little moment for him. That sends him out wide. We managed to slide down the inside now as we run through turns 4 and 5. We just got ahead of the damned car, but a little bit wayward on the exit. He used the curve there on the inside of turn 4 to full effect, helping to sort of sling the car around. He's got a really good exit on us now. We cover the inside as we run down towards turn 6, 7 and 8. We're going to be on the inside. He tries to swoop round the outside. We let him have the corner, do a bit of a switch back here and get the inside now as we run around the inside of turn 8. We're ahead now, up and back into the lead of the race, you could say. Running now down that 1.5 kilometre long straight. He's now looking to go wheel to wheel, and I kind of wanted him to go wheel to wheel as early as possible, because then he was out of the slipstream, and no DRS at this point in the race. There's no overtake button, no ERS, so we can just have a drag race down towards turn 11. We can have the inside line, and getting down the corner, we're holding the inside. He's got a really good exit around the outside. We sort of have to give him best room we can. I didn't want really any incidents down there, so I tried to play as safe as possible. However, in that second phase of the traction zone, we managed to get a good exit, and we're now back up into P1. And it was a great battle between me and Kappa in the feature race and the sprint race. Really enjoyed it myself, and now just getting a head down, making that gap as big as possible, and that's exactly what we tried to do. A few VSCs to negotiate, but I was really starting to enjoy the 2020 F2 cars. A little bit different 2019, and I was really a big fan of the 2019 ones on this F1 2020 game. But yeah, starting to fall in love with them and managed to win the race. So winning a sprint race for the first time this season in the F2 League. Of course, won the feature race in the pre-season and in round 1. We're really happy, yeah, good points. We're up into P1 now in the championship. We're not going to be racing the next 2 rounds. I'm going to be commentating instead. Don't have my wheel, and I'm not very quick on a controller at all. But yeah, great stuff. Carlin's still P1. Of course, my teammate couldn't fortunately be here for this race, but a great result. Very happy with how things turned out. Getting a sprint race win as well. Good to see, and some good points on the board for the championship.